Hey there, I'm your host, the Bread Pirate, and today we're playing The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild! But in case you didn't realize, it's in Minecraft. Yeah, these two crazy creators that you see on the screen right now have rebuilt the entirety of Hyrule in Minecraft. They don't have any structures up, but the geography, the rivers, the roads, all of it is here, and it's insane. I love it. It's beautiful, and we're gonna be checking it out today with side-by-side comparisons to what it normally looks like in Breath of the Wild. So if you're ready, as I am, let's get started. First things first, this is the Great Plateau. As you can see, I have rebuilt the Shrine of Resurrection myself over here, just the entrance, and we also have the hideout with the old man right here. He's a little bit different looking, if you couldn't tell, but he's the old man, trust me. That's the old man. I built this small gateway a little bit earlier. This is the last thing I built, and here is the Lake of the Dead, or River of the Dead, I'm not quite sure. Completely iced over. It's, I guess, a little bit less deadly than it was in Breath of the Wild. Many of us Breath of the Wild players know that the River of the Dead is a hot spot for early game overs. This right here, this is Mount Helia. This is where the old man is towards the beginning of the game, and he gives you the warm duvet. And over there is where you would get the Cryonis ability, the one that makes the ice pillars. Now, anybody who's played Minecraft knows that the Mesa biome is one of the rarest biomes to find in Minecraft, but when you do find it, it's really pretty. It's just gorgeous. And I think that the mod creators did justice by making the Gerudo Highlands a Mesa biome. Yeah, it's really nice. This is the entrance that you would enter through, and over there is where the oasis would be. There's no oasis. The creators did not put any structures into the game, unfortunately. But if anybody wanted to, hey, it's right here. This is the gaping hole where Gerudo Town is supposed to be, but since they're just copy and pasting some topography into the game, it's not here. This is not Gerudo Town. This is not the Gerudo Town I remember. My guess is that because Gerudo Town is highly elevated compared to its surroundings, it messed up the generation here, but I'm sure with a few explosives we could carve something out of this, right? Here's a map for some perspective of how large this is. While we're going through the Gerudo Highlands, I want to mention the guy who created this project, or uploaded it at least. His name is Crockett22. He had an assistant, of course, but Crockett22 is interesting because he's made other maps, which are very similar in scope to this one. A personal favorite of mine is his Andorra project. He recreated the entirety of the tiny country known as Andorra, which is sandwiched between France and Spain. And not a lot of people like geography, but I am a huge fan of it, so I thought that was superb. He's also made a map of the Swiss Alps and of America, so power to him. If you want to check those out, there's a link to his profile in the description. This might not look familiar at first, but if we have a short tour to the top of the mountain, now this look familiar? Yeah, this is Satori Mountain, the one where you have the weird blue moon thing. And, oh wow, this goes way deeper than in the game. I don't remember that. Yeah. Water generation has been very finicky with this map. It turns out that a lot of the water generation just reaches down to sea level. And, it's a problem. Oh, this is the Zappy Zap zone. You know, the zone where it's always zapping people. I love how they're representing the trees with mushrooms, and custom mushrooms at that. Very nice, very pretty. That's a fun way of doing it. I've had a lot of experience with this area. This is where you have to collect all the orbs and then put them onto the podiums around the center. It's a very dangerous quest, I'll give you that. It's also a pretty tedious one. This might not look super familiar, but this is Mount Hebra. The hole is not carved out as well as it should be, and you'll also notice there's a obsidian. very creative choice in texture. But yeah, the entire mountain is made of obsidian. That mountain ain't going anywhere anytime soon. What's funny is that there's another project that did something very similar a few years ago. Back in 2017, there was a Great Plateau recreation project, and they actually added structures. They rebuilt the entirety of the Great Plateau, but after that, they didn't go anywhere else with it, so that was that. I'd love to see somebody try and rebuild the entirety of Hyrule in this. It needs a lot of work, but man, it would be nice. This is the Rito's village. Yeah, this is Rito's village. You could tell because over here is where the I think over here, that's where the stable is, and this would be the way you get across. You go on these little bridges up to the center. Obviously, because they're just using natural generation, it's not perfect, but it's close. It's the next best thing. Oh, here's an interesting one. I think these are Typhlo Ruins, if I'm not mistaken. The shadowy area. I think this is Typhlo Ruins, yeah. And then, not too far away from Typhlo Ruins, is the Lost Woods. They made an interesting choice in making all the trees dead. It doesn't look very pretty, but at the center, yeah. Oh yeah, they didn't gimp out on us over here. This is the Great Deku Tree. Ah, I love it. Here's a zoomed out image of it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is nice. I suppose it's only fitting that we view Death Mountain next. The mod creator said that this is really janky, and yeah, I can see that. They just used netherrack for everything, so it's kind of ugly, but it's here, so we're gonna check it out. I have no clue where Goron City is, but I do know where the volcano is, right here. Fit with powdered snow. Yeah, I don't remember that in the game. Up next on our to-do list, Akala Valley. And yeah, that's the way it's been confirmed, that's the way you say it. Age of Calamity confirmed it. One of the soldiers said, we gotta get to Akala Citadel, and it's like, Akala, what kind of name is that? I don't wanna call it Akala. But this is what is in place for Akala Citadel. It's a bit brown, a bit poo brown if you ask me, but it is here. And we also have Terrytown, and it isn't too messed up here. We even have a bridge for this one, and most of these locations do not have bridges, so hey, kudos. Do my eyes deceive me? It's the waterfall. I love this waterfall, it's really pretty. Oh my word. They did it, the spiral. I completely forgot about the spiral. I didn't even think of checking here before the recording. That's fantastic. And right here, although the elevation is really steep, is how you would get to Robbie's. At the end of the road right here. This tree. This is Robbie's place. This here be the Zoras Domain. It's empty, but this be the Zoras Domain. Oh my lord. What have you done? That's hideous. Let's just get a zoomed out view right here. And then on that mountain in the top right, that's where you fight the Lionel. This might be more amusing to me than everyone else, but I love seeing the roads zigzagging all over the place, but without having bridges. It looks really stupid, but it's kind of funny. No, this can't be it. Oh yeah, this is it. Welcome to Kakariko Village. It's a little bit different than you might remember it, but yeah, this is Kakariko Village. It's got all the humped hills around it, and this is it. This is a lot smaller than I thought it would be. Unfortunately, it looks like it got crammed in here. This would be Impa's house, and then over here would be that little pond that has the goddess statue, and then I'm sure up here is where the fairy fountain is. Yeah, that didn't turn out quite as well as I would have liked, but it's in here. It exists. Here's the other mountain I wanted to show you, Mount Neru. It's still loading in. Give it a second. There we go. That's Mount Neru if I've ever seen it. Again, they went with obsidian. Strange choice, not that I'm judging or anything. And here is the spring that goes here. I can't remember if this is courage or wisdom, but yeah, I think this was wisdom because this is the last one she went to. Zelda, this was the last one she went to, so yeah, pretty cool. Do my eyes deceive me? No, they don't. This is where the ancient tech lab should be. And this is the town of Hateno. What? Why is there a dolphin in Hateno? And here we go, a nice zoomed out angle, all the way from the tech lab to the village. Here's another angle which might give you some perspective. This is the valley that you see when you're on Hateno. And this is where the tower would be, the Sheikah Tower for the region. Twin Peaks. And they, for very good reasons, they made this the thumbnail of the mod. It's just gorgeous. And here's what it looks like from the other side, when there's no rain and when it's daytime. It's just absolutely brain-meltingly awesome. Something which I forgot to show off, but I'm sure I would be harassed for if I didn't show it off, is what the Great Plateau looks like from the outside. It does not have a wall like you would expect, but it has a very, very steep incline here. This is one heck of a plateau, especially by Minecraft standards. And here's something I hesitated to show off for a while. Hyrule Castle. Ta-da! It's not as impressive as you might have expected it to be, but it is here. And although this is one heck of a fixer-upper, it's got the base there. This is a solid base for a Hyrule Castle. There is the build limit. Yeah, so you have quite a bit to work with here if you wanted to build Hyrule Castle on top of this. And the great thing is, the next update after this one, height limits go away. Aw, yeah. Oh goodness, who am I? I shouldn't have forgotten this. Lake Helia. There's the island, and the bridge normally would go across it. Let's fix that. Oh, just occurred to me. This bridge does not go in a straight line. Well, that gag's ruined. Okay, let's move on with the video. Here's a fun one to view from the sky. In Faron Woods, from the very top, you can see the Snake River, which is how you find one of the shrines in the game. Oh my word, they added palm trees. I can't believe it. Yeah, so this is Lurelin Village. Palm trees everywhere, no sand. Sand is gonna be added. It's assembly required for sand, but we have Lurelin Village right here. And now for one last geological structure, which I'm sure you see in the background. Eventide Island. It's not gonna be how you remember it. It's changed a lot. Yeah, it's changed a lot. For some reason, when generating this part of the world, it bugged out, it freaked out, and now if you wanna get that spirit orb thing at the top of the mountain, it's a much bigger mountain. This is gonna be no mean feat. This is gonna be tough. You gotta be tough to get this spirit orb. That's what the creator is saying. You need to be tougher. So here are my thoughts on the project thus far. Obviously, no structures. It's just geography. And that's cool and all, but we gotta get some buildings in here if we wanna have a real great time. I'd also say, well, goodness gracious, I said I wanted to have a better time, but it doesn't need to rain or anything. As I was saying, I'd love to see some buildings here, but not just any buildings. I think we need to see some shrines added into the game. Shrines with challenges in them, not necessarily being the same puzzles as you found in Breath of the Wild, because we do not need motion controls in Minecraft. But, you know, add something to it, like, oh, there's a dangerous zombie spawner in the bottom of the dungeon and you have to take it down to get the reward. And then the rewards could be Minecraft things like, maybe not an elytra, that would be the equivalent to the paraglider, but you could add something like diamonds. I don't know, what else do you want? Emeralds? Yeah, add that stuff. And then add villages with villagers in them. In Hateno, Rito Village, all those places, just start adding in villagers, and we'll have a ton of fun with that. I think that would be a really great idea for a map. You better subscribe, because we're getting to 500,000 subscribers and we need all the subs we can get. So until I see you next time, have fun storming the castle. Bye.